Hello friends. So we want to talk to you about a special trip that we took to Croatia and Venice for Amanda's birthday and just for some amazing experience. So do a little bit of background first. You guys may have seen a couple of shorts that slipped out. We actually had them programmed to come out before the hurricane, and they came out while we were still evacuated. So we're sorry about the lack of reference there. This video was supposed to be first. So a few months ago, we went to go see the kids, and then we went to Maine. And somewhere in the middle there, we got an email to go on an ASA vacations trip to Croatia.
We were like, yes.
Yeah. So we booked the trip, and didn't know exactly, what we were going to do as far as like when we were going to leave, how long we were going to stay. But we knew that we wanted to go do this trip.
An adventure.
An adventure.
Yeah.
Especially while we were, waiting out hurricane season here in Florida. So we got back from Maine and got our flights booked. So we went from here to JFK, first time in that airport for any amount of time. Got to look around, see a few cool things there.
Yeah.
Then we flew across the Atlantic to Amsterdam, where we got breakfast because we did overnight.
Which was fun.
It was fun.
It was really, really fun.
Yeah, we had breakfast in a teacup.
In a teacup. Yeah, it was awesome.
And there in the airport. Took a little nap and then cleared customs. Got our first passport stamp.
Woohoo.
And then flew on to Split, where we stayed for a couple days. I'm going to link to the landing in Split and the wonderful Marriott property we stayed there, Hotel AC Split. Definitely recommend
wonderful. Definitely recommend.
it. Yeah.
Beautiful, great service.
Great people. Great pool.
Just
amazing
great pool.
swimming pool.
Yes. Yeah,
beautiful
it was
view.
Awesome.
Beautiful view of the bay there. It's the tallest tower in Split. So we stayed there for 2 nights. I don't even remember the first night. We were so exhausted. I'm pretty sure. I think that was the night we tried the McDonald's in the mall. We were laughing about that one.
That's right.
A Royale of cheese.
Yeah.
And some nuggets. And then
honestly, best McDonald's I've ever had.
yes. It's real food. It's not like the stuff we serve here in the US.
That's true. That's a theme.
Yeah. And then we did a little shopping the next day. I got a haircut for the trip. Amanda got to try a very unique tiramisu in a cup.
Yes. It was in a glass dish. It was this big. It was amazing.
And then the next day we went and traveled down to the port so we could meet the rest of the adventurers that were going to the Cataleya, which is the name of the ship we were sailing on.
They were going on the cruise with us.
And apparently every boat in Split was meeting at that same spot. So we met with like 3 or 4 different boats before we finally found our people.
Yes.
Luckily, it was an ASA sailing adventure, so we started just looking for anyone wearing ASA gear. And that's when we ran into some of our new friends there.
Yes.
So it was an action-packed time. So I'm going to have some notes here that we're going to look at from time to time because our brains are just exploding with all the wonderful things we did. Every day was a new adventure. We're just going to jump in.
Yeah, let's do it.
So the motor sailor, Cataleya, that we're on, she is a 30-meter, 90-foot motor sailor, 2 masts with 2 head sails. I don't believe it would be a schooner. It looked like the 2 masts were about the same size, so maybe some sort of catch. I'm not exactly sure how that works when you get into those bigger boats. I'm sure somebody in the comments can probably tell me what it is. But she was made there in Croatia.
She's beautiful.
The captain of the boat owns the vessel and operates it with a great crew.
An amazing crew.
Yes.
If you ever get the chance to sail with them, go for it.
Yes. And so we first board the boat there just outside of Split at their home port, which is about 20 minutes away. And then the cruise is going to take you through the Dalmatian Isles. We didn't really know where we'd be each day because it's going to depend upon what the conditions are. And unfortunately, we got there at the same time a bunch of storms got there. I'm going to throw a quick map up here that one of the people on our passengers on the voyage with us put in a share drive where we all kind of shared photos together. If any of you guys are watching, hi.
Yeah, hi guys.
And this is some of the storms that we were dealing with. So Captain did an amazing job. I think we only saw rain once or twice on the entire trip. We had thunder and lightning in the distance. I don't think we ever were in any major storm around the boat.
No,
He
we
did
weren't.
amazing finding us.
Absolutely beautiful most of the time.
Yeah, he did amazing finding us safe harbors and places to go. I know the itinerary had to be adapted a little bit, but they were really good at working to accommodate us and try and find things. We couldn't quite go places that we'd hoped to go. They tried to find things in the areas where we were. So we got
Things for us to do.
Yeah.
So it was really fun.
So we got to see some pretty cool stuff. I think maybe some other people going on a trip might not take the time to see because, they might be more interested in the weather and getting in the water or going to some of the beaches or going to some of the other islands that we didn't quite make it to.
We did get to get in the water though.
We did.
We did.
Yeah.
Went swimming and on the floaties and had a great time.
So the first night we stayed right there in their home port, and then bright and early in the morning, this is what our cabin looked like. We had a private cabin with a single bed, had a private bathroom, and then right underneath the bed, we're pretty sure is where the bow thruster was. So
Loud, so loud.
So the first night, we wake up that next morning, we hear the engine cut on. Power does its thing as they switch from shore power to the generator. No big deal. Bow thruster comes on, and
We jump out.
we jump out of bed. Yeah. It's it was a surprise. It was fun, but it was an adjustment.
Yes.
So we learned that don't sleep with the bow thruster.
Yeah.
So the first island we went to was the island, and I'm not probably gonna pronounce all these correctly. I'm gonna do the best. But for any of our Croatia friends that may watch, I do apologize. I'm sure I'm not getting your language right. I'm very bad at languages. But the first island is the island of Brać. And we went to the town of Pusica. This was probably my second favorite city overall. I really enjoyed this particular city. The people, it's our first stop outside of Split. And it was just amazing how welcoming the people were. And so, from us little Kentucky folk who came from Limestone area, it was really neat to find out that one of the biggest things in this area is the limestone quarry. So they are famous for the limestone stonemasons here. Most of the people are either involved with some sort of ocean industry like fishing or some of the tourism, or they're a stonemason. And so we got to see some pretty awesome things there.
So intricate and beautiful. Just well made. Just gorgeous. Such talent.
And so while we were there, they arranged a special tour with a local artist. And Joseph, I hope I'm getting your last name here correct, Radić. We're going to put a short in of some of the stuff we saw there and sort of comparing one of his creations to the actual church tower that he was making. But he actually takes this fragile limestone using mostly dentistry tools and a Dremel and creates these amazing recreations. One of the most amazing that he did, and probably his pièce de résistance, would be his stone replica of the St. Pete's Basilica.
Oh, breathtaking.
years, 2 months, 8,500 hours of work.
Wow.
It's 500 pounds heavy. Everything is made out of stone except the crosses and the bells, which are made out of gold and bronze. It's scale 1 to 200. Inside is also like the real one. He's now building the cathedral from Zagreb, the capital. He says it's more complicated than this one because it's all Gothic style. And he'll need 2.5 more years to finish it. And after that, he says he's gonna build up.
we've got a clip here that I'm going to link to for the short of some of his towers. And then I'm going to put in another video just about Josip and his amazing work. Dremel actually put together for his work. I'm going to put a link onto that. It is in Croatian, I believe, with subtitles. But I'm also going to put in a couple clips of our stuff here so you can kind of see that. His son was actually the one that showed us around. His son was amazingly proud of his father.
Oh, yes.
So well spoken. We really appreciated his tour. He pointed us out to a gelato place and said, "There's the best gelato."
The best gelato.
It was
in
the best
whole world.
gelato.
It was amazing.
If we had known probably that this was going to be the best gelato,
I would have eaten it every meal.
yeah, we had it twice. I probably wouldn't have eaten anything else while we were there.
Right.
If we'd known.
That's amazing.
The other cool thing, I'm going to show you this little clip here. This is some carved stone lions. You know, stone lions are not something that is new to us. We see them all over the U.S., but usually when we see them in the U.S., they're poured concrete. These are carved out of fragile limestone, and the amount of detail out of a solid block of limestone, it's just mind-blowing, the amount of work that went into this.
The artistry is just amazing.
This is also the first Croatian church we got to see.
Yes.
This would become a running theme throughout the islands of tall white spires with red roofs, sort of indicating the city, and a church tower of some sort.
Yes.
But they're all unique. And we actually were able to go inside. They had the doors open for us, which was amazing to see this church that has been there since before the U.S. was even discovered. We decided to also light a candle. Oh, there's Ray. We decided to light a candle for our parents and for our family while we were there. So it's kind of a special moment for us.
Yeah, it was very special.
There were all these little cute corners and alleys throughout where they had these little gardens, these purple flowers Amanda absolutely loved.
Love them. They were just blooming everywhere. These gorgeous purple flowers and these little walkways and these little cafes. And it was just beautiful.
And we decided to have pizza there. Some of the other group went on a tour that we weren't too interested in, so we took it easy and just got pizza at the local place there. It was great. And while we were, after we were done getting pizza, we went back and got more gelato. This is the place at night. And they had all these cute carved street lights along the walkway paths. I really thought it was neat how they had this little pattern carved through them that would make this image on the ground. It was really pretty. All out of limestone. This whole everything here is being carved out of limestone. And then we stayed the night there in Pusica. And then the next morning we started our first motor sail onto the island of Hvar.
After the chef on the boat made us an amazing breakfast.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah, the breakfasts were great. They were similar. It was a buffet style, family style. It was a similar theme every morning of breakfast, but it was always amazing. And once we learned that Peter could make espresso, that was the game changer.
Yes, that was it. Every morning, espresso.
Yep. Sorry, Ricardo. Was the one that let us know there's an espresso maker. So
yes. Thank you.
Changed our mornings. So that morning we motor sailed. It is a motor sailor, so they don't really sail around much there. But they did put the sails up because they'd had a bunch of sailors on the boat. So
yes.
We did enjoy that.
Put the sails up.
And then on our way to Jelsa, we got to go past the Stone Quarry. When I first saw the Stone Quarry, I didn't have my glasses on, so distance is a little hazy, but I thought these were structures. These were actually, you can see here, I'm going to put up a couple pictures. The blocks are just massive that they're cutting off, and this gantry system and cranes and all this heavy equipment, it's just amazing what they're working with. And then also, again, limestone out of the islands, so everything's being made out of limestone. There are these cute little limestone lighthouses. Here's one that we passed on the coast here on our way to Hvar. They got to take a little detour because the second day was actually the warmest day we were going to be there air temperature wise. So they pulled into a bay near Paklina, on our way to, this was on the island of Hvar, on our way to Jelsa. And we got to play in the cold water.
It was freezing.
We did get in, did not get in very long. I think some were more adventurous than others,
Yes.
but
we did it.
we did it, and it
Yes.
was great. The visibility was amazing. Hi, Ray. She's deciding to try and make herself part of the process here. Okay, let's go back. Okay. Now, once we got to Jelsa, they had all these long limestone corridors with limestone rocks for the walls, limestone cobblestone for the walkways, and just gorgeous. And we noticed in Jelsa in particular, we noticed window boxes full of lavender
Yes.
everywhere. This is different than the purple flowers we saw in Pusica. Those were this flower. The ones in Jelsa were these long pieces of lavender just hanging down. So fragrance,
The fragrance was just amazing.
everywhere
Yeah.
throughout the islands. Lots of churches. We got to see a beautiful rainbow. For us, the rainbow appeared right over Cataleya, the ship we were on, which was kind of neat. So here's a couple pictures of that.
That was very cool.
And we kind of walked around the bay and got some other angles. There were these cute little parks all throughout Jelsa, and one in particular had these fountains in a little square with LEDs. So here's some
Yes.
video clips from that. And then that night, we decided to do a date night at OBALA,
Yes.
which is this beautiful little restaurant right on the Marina
right
Bay.
right on the bay.
It's a wonderful view, nice little breeze coming into the restaurant, amazing service, amazing
The
food.
food was just delectable. It was amazing.
We got some fried cheese, which is a common appetizer, and it was
It's like
out of this world.
not like a mozzarella stick, but next level. Yeah.
And then what you had? You had the carbonara.
Carbonara.
How was that?
Pasta. It was amazing.
Okay.
Really just rich and full of flavor and amazing.
I did this bacon wrapped chicken with some grilled veggies. This was probably the place that really brought it home for us, just how different food in Europe is to the U.S. Everything is right. Everything tastes real.
Everything tastes fresh. Everything is you can just tell that so much care was made in the preparation of the food as well.
And just the ingredients themselves are just so vibrant in flavors.
It's nothing like here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, the only thing that maybe came close was our own garden back when we were still in Kentucky years ago.
True.
And then after dinner, we decided to go for a walk. Oh, wait. We did also have this visitor with a little cute kitty cat who visited us on our date night. And
So
was very
cute.
friendly and definitely hoping for some chicken or bacon. And then, because we are in Croatia, we got some more gelato after dinner. Why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
All the walking balanced out all the gelato,
Yes.
so it's okay.
Yes. Then the next day we got up and motored to an anchorage near Stari Grad because some storms were coming in, and we could not get.
Oh, Stari Grad.
We couldn't get
My
us
heart.
into the harbor at Stari Grad because it was full. So we found this wonderful anchorage. Captain found us this wonderful, safe anchorage just outside Stari Grad. And I think it was probably one of the more peaceful places we went, was this little anchorage.
So nice.
And riding on the tender into the town of Stari Grad, just this beautiful scenery, I have a little clip of that, so I'm going to put part of that from the 360 camera on there. And then once we got into Stari Grad, we decided to look around, and we found a place. I'm not going to get this right, guys. Sorry. I'm going to spell it here on the screen. Tvrdalj Castle. So this castle is still standing, and we paid
Yes, it is.
the €5 to go tour it. This is not sort of the traditional British Anglican castle that you kind of think of with the turrets and the parapets. It's more of a manor, but is officially a castle. This sort of blends into the city as part of the city.
A garden. There's a garden in the middle.
Yeah, and this wonderful pond and these walkways. We're going to take a look at some of that. the pond and the gardens, it was just such a magical place.
Very magical.
And so we
Little
then
romantic.
a little
too.
romantic, taking my queen to a castle. This brings us to the end of part 1 of our Croatian adventures. In part 2, we're going to return to the wonderful city of Stari Grad. We're also going to visit Hvar, Milna, and Omis, as well as take a tour of a olive oil processing facility, where we get to try out some samples of some wonderful food and learn about the ancient process of making olive oil. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. Remember to like and subscribe. And thank you for visiting. Be kind to yourselves this week, and we'll see you in part 2.